What's good, YouTube? What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Y'all, today we'll be looking at a video from Anton Daniels. Now, shout out to this brother because apparently Anton and the panel has a discussion about Cheyenne Bryant being under fire after allegations of being a lesbian. Now, we've all heard the allegations. Apparently, she is a lesbian. But people are starting to ask, how in the hell is she able to give advice for women that date men when she's a whole lesbian? Let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, kind of speaking on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, and what the sentiment is, all right?
Dang, she got some areolas.
Now I know y'all finna be
What?
I don't care. I don't care. Okay. So my platform is different. So, Dr. Bryant, I guess she's a University of Phoenix degreed psychologist, okay, special relationships. And so she's been making her rounds on different platforms, giving advice to men that we've already known had issues. I mean, narcissistic men, Cam Newton, Nick Cannon. I mean, do we really need anybody to tell us that these men are, just ain't shit, right? And so when it comes to relationships, and so she's been like I said, doing her thing. I don't know if y'all who's a part of TashaKLive.com. If you're a part of TashaKLive.com, disregard this because I want to kind of give some backstory here because I know a lot of y'all about to be irritated with this commentary here. So we received some firsthand information from a source that had a verbal altercation with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Okay. And so this is when she was on Cam Newton's show. And I don't know if that was the first time like she had premiered in that form. Now I do know she's done television in the past, Teen Mom and things like that. But for her to, she's been out here, she's been trying to rebuild her brand. She's been trying to reestablish herself. She's been trying to be seen in a certain light. And so she needed a platform and a subject matter in order to get into that space, because the red pill, blue pill space, everybody's been seeing it, the relationship space, the Kevin Samuel space, the Kendra G space, all of that is booming right now. And so this is where the money is, especially in this particular category. And so she is now branding herself as that. So she's gone from, counseling teenagers and being on different reality shows to now specifically talking about things that people are interested in, which is, am I going to be able to find a husband? What's wrong with the men out here? Black women still can't find a man, all this and that there. And so it's a great lane to get in, especially if you're trying to make some money, you're trying to really stick out. You're beautiful, you're marketable, because you have to be beautiful in order to sit on these platforms with these supposed high profile men. Okay. That's what y'all call them, high profile men. And really spit advice and drag them at the same time. And so she did that on Cam's show. Now with Cam Newton's show, he was doing her girlfriend a favor. So Cam Newton was best friends with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant's girlfriend. And so, like I said, Cheyenne's been trying to get into this relationship space and it hasn't been clicking. So she needed the perfect subject matter. So her girlfriend, and I'm talking about her girlfriend, yes, ended up getting her the gig. Cam booked her based off of his relationship with her girlfriend, okay? And did not expect for Dr. Cheyenne, after he gave her the platform, to turn around and try to diss him on his own platform.
What I don't think Cam realized is that a lot of these women just basically are trying to get onto certain platforms for the clout. I don't think Cam realizes that, because we didn't know anything about this woman until she went on to Cam's show. Then all of a sudden she blew the fuck up. This woman right here, like Tasha said, she's been trying to get into the relationship space for a while now. We didn't hear about it until she went on to Cam's show. Now all of a sudden she got over 2 million fucking IG followers. Like, let me actually go to her damn channel. Let me actually go to her IG. Make sure I'm actually saying that correctly. What the hell? Okay. See, all these chicks be fucking popping up, but wait a minute. Cheyenne Bryant. Yeah, she got 2.1 million fucking. Hold up. So, psychology expert, life coach. Okay. Talk show host. Bullshit. Producer. Teen Mom. Truth Talks Fox. Let's see some of her damn bullshit ass fucking.
Now everybody black, we have to create our own black privilege. We have to. It's non-negotiable. What does that look like? I remember when I went through my second wedding. My best friend that helped me move out, blah, blah, blah. I got into my new place and she walked up to the car and she started to talk about whatever she was talking about. And so I was thinking, why would she even bring that up right now? She just so out of pocket. I let it go, because I had a lot of emotional stuff I'm going through. A couple days went by, she didn't call. I picked up the phone. I said, check this out. Let me explain something to you. This is a 26-year friendship. I said, listen, I don't need much because I ain't needy. I don't never ask for nothing because I'm strong as hell. But right now, I'm broken. And right now, I need you to call. I know you. I like you not to call me and text me all day because it irritates me. It does because she needy. I said, but I need you to call me 2-3 times a day. I need you to text me throughout the day and say, are you okay? Do you need anything? And whatever I say, just bring it. But I need that every day until I tell you to stop. You know what she said? She started crying and said, I'm so sorry. You've never needed this. You didn't tell me. I got you. That woman called and texted me every day, all day until I said, girl, I'm good. Please don't text me again. So what I'm saying is you have to communicate that so people who want to be there for you will be there for you. Because when you're strong, a lot of times they want to back up to give you your space. I mean,
Let's see.
a woman is what her daddy makes her, especially when it comes to relationships. And a man is what his mama makes him. And so whatever she perceives her father to be is what she would perceive you to be. So whatever projection or pain was supposed to be projected onto him or discussed with him, you're going to catch when you trigger her. That's just what it is. And the issue is she doesn't know she's triggered in that moment. And she doesn't know you ain't him in that moment. She doesn't know that you ain't the one that's supposed to be getting the flame and the fire and the spiciness, but you're going to get it. And you know this all too well. I'm just saying, you're going to get it. And so when you're in that place of no awareness and you have a black man who also has mommy issues and daddy issues, you got two people that trauma bond. And all you're going to get is inflamed trauma.
You know, maybe I'm missing something here, but I don't particularly trust somebody that's, especially on the podcast, talking about stuff like that. I don't know, calling me suspicious. It seemed like she's just trying to do it as a cash grab.
So, in a sense, a lot of people are coming out, and I don't know how true this is, but it seems to have some legs to it. But a lot of people are now starting to gain traction on the whole idea that the Dr. Cheyenne Bryant chick, who is now, she appeared on a show on Tonight's Conversation. I think she be doing something on Fox Soul, and she's still doing her rounds with interviews and stuff like that. They are basically saying that she is gay, that she doesn't even talk to men. And again, I don't know how true this is, but This is the story that is gaining ground, gaining steam, and growing legs. Now, do you people on this platform, on this panel, and I'm gonna go to Carrie first, do you think that this is a problem and why? I'm gonna just leave it open-ended. Do you think that this is a problem and why?
Why you always come to me with the loaded question first?
Carrie, you always like to reserve yourself, so now I'm gonna have to come to you first.
Do I think that it's a problem that she was giving advice and she might be a lesbian?
Yes.
Damn.
I mean, not really, because to me, you need to be mindful of where you like who you subscribe to get your information or to get your feedback or your advice. So she could, from the little bit that I've heard from her, for me, it wouldn't have mattered if she has a girlfriend or a boyfriend. I wasn't really subscribing to what she was saying anyway. So I mean, I think that this is just where discernment comes in when you listen to people, because everybody can have a platform. Everybody can be in front of a microphone. Everybody can give advice. So you have to expect that there's going to be some people who make it seem like they're qualified, but they're not. Tell you one story, but it's not the truth. Like you're going to have to leave room for that to exist. So in a perfect world, is it a problem? Sure. But that's not the world that we're in. So
I'm gonna go to Q Diddy next. Q Diddy, do you think that this is a problem and why?
Yeah, I think it's another instance of like maybe like right message, wrong messenger. Like it's given you just hate nigga vibes type stuff. Yes, I said it's giving.
All right, Mika, do you think that this is a problem and why? And we're under the assumption that it may or may not be true that she's gay or not. But either way, do you think that this is a problem and why?
I think it's a problem for two reasons. The first reason, if she's gay, she's not even dealing with men. So where are you getting the actual information from? If it's not anecdotal, then what experiences or whose experiences are you using to actually come up with this information? And then the second part is, it's a problem because it seems like everyone knows, and it's Black women's fault, but everyone knows that you can grift off of Black women if you just tell them what they want to hear.
Okay.
So it's a problem.
And I agree with Mika because, let's look at it from an objective standpoint here. You have Derrick Jackson, you have Steve Harvey, you have that other nigga, I can't remember that nigga. Yada. You have all these different dudes coming out here trying to tell Black women exactly what they want to hear instead of telling them the reality of the situation. Now, do Black men have some things we need to work on? Of course. But we get told this shit left and right every day. Black women, they do whatever the hell they want to do, and then when you call them out, oh, you speaking against us and all this bullshit. That's y'all. So there's already a large market for Black men that basically tell Black women everything they want to hear. And that market gets saturated with wannabe niggas telling them what they want to hear instead of what they need to hear. Now, if I wanted to make millions of dollars in a year, I would just pack up Black Star Podcast and start telling Black women what they want to hear instead of actually telling them what they need to hear. If I wanted to, I would. But the thing is, I actually care about my community and actually care about the progression of Black women and Black men as a whole. You can call me a Kevin Samuels wannabe and all that bullshit if you want to. But for the most part, I actually do care about the black community. Yeah, I say some shit about black men and black women that I don't like. But you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm saying it out of love. Chicks like Dr. Cheyenne saying it out of hate, out of spite. To be honest with you.
Because here you have another person, and with all this woman talk and women supporting women, you have a woman who doesn't even like, men for the most part. So they're not in the majority of women and what they're going through. And they're telling you what to do, and they don't live that life. And frankly, they don't have the problems that you have. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It just seems to me like she's grifting, and I think that's always a problem.
But you also gotta think about like this too. There's a lot of these chicks out here that be like, oh, she's gotta be a girl's girl and all that bullshit. You got women that think like that. If she ain't telling them what they want to hear, they're not a girl's girl. You have that problem going on. So when you get men that are trying to have an honest conversation with women, if they aren't a woman, and they're not a girl's girl and all that bullshit, they're not gonna listen to you. So even if men really had an honest conversation, or if women have an honest conversation, if you're not a girl's girl, they're not gonna listen unless they're out of that sisterhood mindset.
Slimmy, do you think that this is a problem, and why?
Hell yeah. Because I told these motherfucking gay motherfuckers, y'all stay out straight folks' business, man. Y'all don't want us in y'all's, stay out of ours. If you gay, stay over there. Don't worry about this shit over here. It don't apply to you. We're not telling no men how to be with men and women how to be with women. We don't talk about that shit. So stay out this shit. And then another thing is, I think I agree with Molly, man. It's time to stop talking about these motherfucking relationships, man. Talk about something else because y'all don't know how to do this shit right. Stop talking about that shit. This shit tired, man. Like everybody want to say, oh, it's a red pill, it's real, it's this, it's that, it's giving out. Man, I don't give a fuck what you think about somebody's relationship. Your relationship ain't fucking successful. Bitch, you was for the motherfucking streets when you was straight. So it don't matter. You're not even giving good advice. You're trying to tell people how to live their life. Why? Who are you? Man, I'm definitely not gonna give nobody no relationship advice. I'm single, I be fucking up. My shit be fucked up. I deal with some fucked up people. I can't give nobody relationship advice. I'm not fucking married.
That's what makes it entertaining, Slimmy, is that it's not necessarily the relationship advice, but it's talking about how fucked up our lives are, right?
Well, hey, then don't call it no relationship advice though. Call it talking about your life. Call it talking about, hey, I do some fucked up shit. I deal with some fucked up people. And this is how we live. That ain't relationship advice though. Relationship advice is productive. It's positive. It don't tear people down. It builds people up. She sat up there and tore this man down on his own platform and started shining off that shit. Like, how was that positive?
And I honestly say this. I agree with Slimmy on it. Because if you really start to think about it, a lot of people are starting to talk about relationships because they see that there's a market in it. There's a reason why I say I want to actually bring more to my platform just to talk about relationships. Because if let's be honest, if we go out there and go to the next podcast that's talking about relationships, they're giving their own rendition of relationships. Just like with No Fugazi. He in a whole relationship with a baby mama, and basically they acting like a whole married couple, but you go to his platform, he's talking about everything other than that. Now me, I'm not a relationship person. I'm not trying to be over here talking about relationships or giving dating advice. I'm not that person. Everything that I say on my platform is based upon opinions that I have. It's not based upon the lived experience that you have. I'll talk about stuff that I've gone through in my dating life. So everything I'm saying is based upon what I've seen, what's happened to me, and what I've done. But her, she hasn't had no successful marriage or relationship anywhere in her life, and she over here trying to get you marriage advice. And then on top of that, just try to talk down to Cam when she went onto his platform doing a favor for her girlfriend. Bro, hell no. That's why I said I wanna bring more things to my channel than just to talk about relationships. Because to be honest with you, the market's oversaturated. You got everybody giving their opinion about it, but nobody else is doing much else. And the thing is, I have more to offer to this platform than just to talk about dating and relationships. I want to talk about guns, cars, hell, I want to talk about a lot of shit. And a lot of people have been asking me to do more content on other stuff, and that's what I'm about to start doing. Come 2025, best believe it.
Like, all right, I got you.
That's what I think.
Thoughts?
When you paint,
I just realized this Negro had on a motherfucking bonnet. You goofy motherfucker, you.
Paint yourself as a preacher, you are putting yourself into a corner. And nothing other than perfection will be used against you. She said to Cam Newton and to Nick Cannon and to all those guys that they were wrong. They were doing it wrong. You can do it like this. You are doing a disservice to your family and the community and all that. And now let me go ahead and scissor this woman real quick. Nothing on a lesbian relationship as is about community. They are not good raising families. They have the most domestic violence. They have the most everything that you're actually going to do bad, and they can procreate. So the problem is not that they are lesbians. You go ahead and do whatever you want to do with your life. The problem is if you go to other places and preach community and this is what you should do as the nuclear family and da-da-da-da-da, and then you turn around and you're licking carpets, that's a little bit problematic. Because you are
Now, why did Fatty have to bring up the carpet munching? Dang, bro.
preaching something and you are literally going ahead and doing something that is actually worse on the community type of building thing. If you're not a community person, it's just your opinion. But that's the problem with preachy people. Once you preach to people, you have to have a standard that is immaculate. Once you go down that standard, you are going to be judged the same way you're judging these people. So congratulations. If this is true, she's going to have a rough beginning of the year. I hope it's not.
So, Quentin, do you think that people should tune out? Do you think that she gotta do you agree with Fatty that she's going to have a rough time going forward because a lot of people are starting to come at her?
I think she'll come and go. Like, she's not in my algorithm. And I fucking consume a lot of this shit. She ain't hit it yet.
It's going to happen to her the same thing that happened to Cooley. Are you going to sit with these people on the table now knowing your past and what you're going through? I can throw that shit to your face. How are you going to come from the point of view of, I'm a doctor with a PhD here to tell you what you need to do when you can even do it yourself? You can fix yourself, or are you fixing others? There's the same way to think with Cooley. You have a baby mama of 2, and you tell him man to not pursue baby mama of 2. You are going to have difficulty now sparring with people every time you go to these platforms because now they know your game. So I hope that she's wrong.
Do y'all think that the argument is what matters or the credibility of the person? Because that's really the thing right now, is that people are really questioning people versus, evaluating whether or not their argument stands. Like, how do you balance?
Well, I'm about to use this word again. Like, I hate it, but it fits. Like, it's giving like fat trainer trying to get you in shape.
Coming from the Fed delegation, I don't see a problem with that. Mr. Miyagi wasn't in shape. Costomado was training. Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, he wasn't in shape. It's not about what you preach, it's about the angle that you use. Are you humble about it? Are you saying, I'm an alcoholic, I have severe problem with alcohol, I admit my faults, you shouldn't drink? If you do, rah, 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 what is your excuse for eating, not being vegan? And then I see you in the line at McDonald's, you are going to get it. It's just the preachy thing. It's just the preacher situation. If you are humble about it, I have no problem with you. Just don't go around preach people that they should be vegan, and I go to the food court and you are eating a Whopper. Can't be doing that.
I agree. I think sometimes you don't have to actually live it to talk the application of it, right? Because there are some professors in college that'll tell you how to start a business and never started a business in their life, right? So they know maybe the fundamentals and things like that. But I think with Dr. Bryant, it does matter because you're giving not only the advice, but you're giving the application, and you're saying that, and a lot of the time she's like, I've had this experience. So now she's given anecdotal, information. And so if she's gay, then it's like, so you are lying. Because if you're gay, how are you having the same anecdotal experience that I'm having?
Do you guys think that the only reason why credibility is starting to become a factor because the spaces are getting more crowded and people are trying to filter through who they rock with and who they don't rock with? Or do you just think that credibility has always been an issue in all of these spaces in general?
The former.
That is getting crowded?
Mm-hmm. Like niggas think they can just come up and talk some shit like everybody else and get a bag.
I think
I think the algorithm.
Like I said, the market is getting oversaturated because there's new people coming on the market every fucking day talking about relationships. That's exactly why I said that. And honestly, the more people that comes on the market and says a lot of this stuff, the more to me is more the more people that comes on with differing opinions, the more it dilutes the result. Everybody's trying to get the Kevin Samuels moment. Everybody's trying to, because everybody saw what Kevin had did. Now they're trying to see what KS did. They're now trying to get the same result that KS did. So it's just like they're trying to do the same thing over and over again. Now it's just like, wow.
The algorithm is infinite, so it's not necessarily about it being crowded. I think the thing is, like, the validity is suspect. Like y'all just said, Cooley, he might have trouble moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like if people just stop listening to him.
I don't think that it has any. And, I don't think that people will go away from somebody because of their credibility if you have great talent. I think that talent and,
like that
and consistency in the creative space trumps all. If you are great at what you do, it doesn't matter if you misstep. It doesn't matter if you make a mistake. It doesn't matter what happens. People are going to tune in to see what you got to say about it, and then they're going to continue to be entertained from it. I've
seen that happen with more men than women.
I think you can sustain when you are facing low level opponents. This space is hyper competitive. Everybody wants to take a little bit of your clout to get a leg up. If you have a tainted pants, you probably can get away with it while you're debating or talking with people that either don't know your past or not good actually using against you. But when you get on these high level arenas with seasoned people, seasoned content creators, and all that, you are done, because they will punish you because you actually don't practice what you preach. So, on her case, and she's on the top of the line, don't you think Cam Newton and Uncle doesn't have 3 people on the back researching the next guest? Like, you see how Shannon actually presents these people: the doctor, the scientist, the astronaut. He says 73 things that you do just to present yourself. So somebody went on the back to check who you are. They will have this actually data about her. Like, if she's true, she's going to have so much trouble going around on these media circuit because they're going to use it against her.
I'll give you an example. Which is a funny example. I remember when Cynthia G was around, and I don't know how true it was, but it was often communicated that she had a son, or she had a child with a dusty guy.
Yes.
Right. But that never stopped people from tuning in to hear what she had to say, or listening or getting into her live streams.
That's different, though. She had a whole bunch of baby mamas rocking with her.
I was about to say that's because I think also it's your audience, right? Like we talk about all the time how people go to the Democrats, right? Their audience wants to hear that. Her audience, Cynthia G's audience, wants to hear Black men ain't. So she's going to have that regardless of her actual circumstance, because she talked about it. Like it's not a rumor, because I heard it from Cynthia G.
Yes.
But Cynthia G goes to the extreme, and there are some Black women that like that extreme, and they're going to listen to that.
But with that being said, credibility no longer played a factor. The only thing that matters was whether you were entertaining and whether or not you was able to hold the audience, though, right?
It depends.
Yes and no, because it wasn't necessarily that she was entertaining, because Cynthia G is dry. I have watched.
Well, I mean, I didn't watch her stuff, but I'm just
saying
that is true, and I can agree with Mika. Cynthia G shit is trash. That mic is garbage. That setup is garbage. Everything about that broad is garbage as hell. I don't even understand how the hell she held a fucking audience. But like Q said, it's pretty much baby mamas that listen to her ass.
It's not really her being entertaining. It's more so she speaks to I will give her this. She knows her demographic. So she keeps speaking to that point, and the point that she speaks to is everything is these men's fault, and it's never your fault. And for women who don't want to take accountability, she's going to have an audience.
So the thing about it, Anton, is she doesn't leave her bubble. So she's immune to it. As soon as you go outside of your bubble, now problems. It's like Priscilla. Priscilla is a queen when she's talking with her minions. As soon as she gets out of her bubble, she's an easy target.
But I guess my question though is, do y'all honestly think that these people are going to be affected in any way, shape, or form as far as their ability to be able to still create content?
No.
Capture an audience?
No. It's like Derek Jackson. As long as he doesn't come our way, you're good. If he puts a foot on the manosphere,
so it really doesn't matter about your credibility. Then is what y'all saying?
It will lower your ceiling. Now you can go having a debate with Anton on the panel because you know he's going to get you. Now you have to be afraid of going outside to a certain show because you think somebody's going to be there that is going to point it out. And like, Anton, think about it, right? The way that I usually go at people is, let me reverse engineer it. If I was Dr. Bryant and I was a lesbian, how can I get out of this bag? If somebody asks, but you are a lesbian and you date woman at 40 something when you're telling men, how can you reverse engineer that and get out of that bag? You can't. Like, what is the acceptable answer?
Well, she don't have to necessarily answer to whether or not she's a lesbian or not.
But that's the point. A non-answer is an answer.
Nope, it's not true.
If she says, no comment, I don't want to talk about my personal life, you are leaking them. Yes,
it's not true. That's not true.
So you are telling me if I ask a woman, are you an heterosexual woman? And she says no comment, I don't want to
Are
talk
you a
about my
who?
person. If I ask Dr. Brian, are you heterosexual? And she says,
Oh,
I don't want to.
heterosexual.
Yes. Are you good? Like, she's not going to be able to dodge it because a non-answer will be an answer. If she says, I don't want to talk about my personal life, yes, you are actually, yeah, we know that you're engaging with women, because if not, you could just say, I only like men. I don't know where this comes from.
Well, I mean, that doesn't really matter, because even if you asked her and she said, yes, I am heterosexual, you wouldn't be able to prove that she's not heterosexual.
No. Is that you are telling these men that are behaving into the gendered behavior, her words, while you literally.
But no. What I'm
sleeping with
saying is you can't prove that she's not credible by asking her a question.
No.
Her answering a question doesn't remove her credibility, because she can tell you whatever it is that she want to tell you.
So if a woman would say that men that look at relationships, heterosexual relationships, in a more polyamorous type of way are wrong, and she literally engaging in homosexual behavior, which one is?
But that's, again, you can't substantiate whether or not she really is or not. The point that I'm making is that credibility, I'm not really sure it means as much as y'all think that it means. I don't know if it really resonates as much. We say that credibility matters because it's going to destroy. Honestly, I believe that credibility only matters to people that really don't give a F about you. If people love you, if people rock with you, if they find you great, if they find you entertaining, they still gonna tune in to see you. Credibility, or a lack thereof, only matters when people don't necessarily care for you. It doesn't mean that you lose your audience. It just means that people want to continue to go at you that never was really rocking with you in the first place.
I think it elevates you though, Anton, because you're very entertaining. But I think by you actually living what you talk about elevates you even more.
I do think that it counts in certain spaces with certain people. I do think that it matters, but only because I brand myself that way.
Because if you look at it from, okay, like the hip hop rapper standpoint, right? Yeah, you can just be talking about it on wax, but it seems like the people that quote unquote want to, for whatever reason, live that life, it seems like they elevate more because they have more credibility of being.
It depends on how talented you are.
But I'm saying, if you have
talent.
No, I'm saying
credibility only really affects you or matters when you can't, in my opinion, when you can't lean on a talent.
No, I'm not saying if it erases the talent. I'm saying if you have the talent and you actually have the credibility that I can actually see and quantify, I think it raises your stock, because
I agree.
You have like if you have somebody like, Jay-Z, if he's talking about this and then you can actually see
Doesn't matter.
It raises his stock even more.
On her case matters, Anton.
I'm sorry, what matters?
On her case matters because you are underestimating something, right? You can do shows by yourself. You can do shows on panels. You can do interviews. You can do debates. That woman can carry a show by herself. Every single time she went viral was because one person was in front of her and it was such of a confrontation to the point where it became viral. Next confrontation, she can carry shows by herself. So next confrontation, let's see if this person is going to all right, hey man, what's going on?
But she never really had any visibility or a platform to where she had to.
You got it now with that.
So I agree. Well, no, that show is trash.
But there's a difference between her and Cynthia G. Cynthia G can isolate herself and going into her cocoon, into a little bubble,
which
and
is
keep
why
selling.
I said that talent matters, right?
Yes. So what is she going to do now? Do solo shows?
Well, I mean, again, but that's my point. Like, talent matters. Look, it's people. Let's take the bus driver chick. What was her name?
Wait, what? Oh,
yeah.
I wouldn't date a bus driver chick, right? What was her? Whatever her name was. Nobody ever tuned in to see her per se. You know what I'm saying? Like to check her show out or whatever she had. Nobody was really checking for that. people was only checking to see how trash she was when she said something that was out of pocket that they didn't agree with. Nobody goes and rocks with Quentin's girl. What's her name? Joy, whatever.
Joyless Reed.
No, not
Joy
Joy
Taylor.
Reid. Joy
Joy
Taylor.
Taylor.
That Too Personal show is garbage.
You know, I do agree with Anton. I agree with the entire panel actually, but they're not wrong when they say that a lot of the stuff that's going on YouTube, especially when it comes to like content creation, there's a lot of people that come on YouTube just to make money. They're not coming on YouTube to be genuine about what they're saying. Which, I mean, okay, I understand that. But when it comes to like relationships and stuff like that, a lot of these people, they will preach something that they're not even living themselves, and then they'll preach it away, and it'll be kind of contradictory. That's why I've said before, I'm not a dating coach. I never said I am one. The hell's wrong with you? Let me go there and check her food. But you can't, you gotta, I don't know. Anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe to channels for the podcast. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.